teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing all manner of sickness and all manner of disease among the people. And his fame went throughout all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with divers diseases and torments, and those that were possessed with devils, and those that were lunatic, and those that had the palsy, and he healed them. And there followed him great multitudes of people from Galilee. Look at the impact of verse 24. This guy isn't doing light things. He's not simply giving some shoes to the homeless here and there and getting praise for himself. This man is doing significant things. He is doing things nobody else can do. There was nobody in that area that had any power over devils. The devils didn't respect anybody. Jesus I know and Paul I know, but who are you? You know, that was their attitude. Nobody had any, but Jesus Christ with a word would heal these. Preached a couple of weeks ago on that man that was sitting clothed and in his right mind. Man, what an incredible miracle. And so what are you going to think about somebody like that? When you've got someone in your family or you're suffering it yourself and you go to this man and he heals you, man, are you going to be full of joy? Yeah, you're going to be full of joy because you got healed. People that were blind, man, they were blind. Was it blind or it was leprosy? The guys that got healed of leprosy, how there were 10 of them that got healed of their leprosy and only one turned around to give thanks, you know. But I'm telling you, he got famous for this, healing people. I mean, just incredible things. This isn't sleight of hand like Benny Hinn or something else. This is real, true, serious stuff. Man, he communicated with the cells in people's bodies, and those cells obeyed him. Cancer left. People that had mental illness were healed. People that had been filled with devils, they were gone. Wow. You'd think that the whole world would have gone after him. And that's what his testimony is. You look at John in chapter 6 and verse 23. John chapter 6 and verse 23. Howbeit there came other boats from Tiberias nigh unto the place where they did eat bread, and after that the Lord had given thanks. And when the people therefore saw Jesus was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping and came to Capernaum, seeking for Jesus. And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when camest thou here? Picture this in your mind. There are people that are jumping into boats and crossing the sea in order to try to find this guy. That's amazing. Consider how many times you have to invite somebody to church to actually get them to come. And sometimes, okay, go to church and after that we'll go out to eat or something like that, you know, or making deals. And I'm not above making deals to get somebody to church. But man, we played, and you've got to, and we've been talking on Tuesday nights, having brainstorming sessions about how to approach people and how to bring up spiritual subjects and how to try to talk to people about the Lord. But these people of their own accord are running after him. Man, they're renting boats, they're getting on ships, they're crossing oceans, they're doing anything they can to find this guy. And so when they get to Jesus, what does he say to them? Look at this. Jesus answered them and said, this is not seeker sensitive. Jesus answered and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, you seek me not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth to everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath God the Father sealed. Man, he got their heart. He understood their motives. What do we have? We have a group of people that is seeking Jesus for the wrong reasons. He says, you saw me because you wanted to get your belly filled. Boy, that's a slap in the face. Maybe they seek Jesus because they wanted a little wonder. Man, Herod was glad to see. Man, he was excited when Jesus brought before him because maybe he could see one of these miracles, kind of like a circus sideshow, you know. Hey, come Come on, Jesus, perform for us. Give us a miracle. What have you got for us today? Kind of like a Copperfield show kind of thing, you know? And so some people were seeking after him to see a show. Others had self-interest, man. They wanted to get healed. And I'm telling you, today, it is the same way. Man, people want physical healing, but they don't necessarily want to surrender to the Lord. People need a meal. Man, you go out there with food out under the bridge. Man, there will be homeless people that'll come and take your meal because they're hungry. They need the meal. I'm telling you, they don't want Jesus. Some of them do, thank God. But ulterior motives. I'll tell you the biggest one is they thought Jesus was going to set up that kingdom. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's what he said right there. And they thought he was going to kick out the Romans. He thought he was going to reestablish Israel as a superpower of the world, that they were going to be back on top, that they're going to have their economy back, that they were going to have their freedom back, their autonomy back, that he was going to kick out all their enemies and they were going to be on top of the world again. In fact, they still thought that when Jesus got ready to ascend into heaven. His disciples said, "At this time, will you restore the kingdom to Israel? At this time, is it time now?" He said, "Look, it's not for you to know the times and the seasons." So there was a gap that occurred there, but false expectations. False expectations. And that's rocky ground. Listen, we as soul winners, as preachers, as ambassadors for Christ, we have to be very careful that we do not misrepresent the gospel. You need to be saved. But that doesn't necessarily mean that God's going to heal your illness. You need to be saved, but that doesn't necessarily mean God's going to get you out of debt. You need to be saved, but that doesn't necessarily... Now, the byproducts of salvation are pretty awesome. You get saved, you stop going out to the pool halls and to the clubs, and you start spending all that money on alcohol and on cigarettes, and you start saving a lot of money. You start bringing it home and buying food instead of alcohol, and then your body starts improving, you know. Instead of wasting your money on drugs that rat your body out, you put good stuff into your body. So yeah, there's good products of getting saved. Man, I'm telling you what, I look at those news reports and somebody shot this person and this person got into a fight and got stabbed here and there. You look at the reports and 9 times out of 10, it's at 1 or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's probably not going to happen to me because 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 in the morning, I'm in bed at home with my family, you know. You knock on the door, I'm sorry, I've already tucked in. I cannot come to the door, you know. Place of safety. Of course, with home invasions, that's not always guaranteed. But the general rule is if you give your life to Jesus Christ, yes, your life is... But if that's the reason why you're coming for false expectations. And so that's when you get this incredible scenario where in the triumphal entry, Jesus got on a donkey in order to fulfill. You don't understand at all. I saw that same bumper sticker, God's my co-pilot. It offended me. God's my pilot. He's the plane. He's the air. I mean, he's everything. You see, that's the thing. When you realize, when you understand, listen, I am in danger of hell fire. I am in danger of an eternal judgment from God. I can't get out of it. I can't talk my way out of it. I can't buy my way out of it. I can't do anything to get out of it. And when you understand that Jesus Christ forgives sins, wow. He forgave my sins. Just breathe. Just wipe them out. Wipe them clean. What about this one, Lord? No, that's that too. What about this one? That one right there. I got that one. You got everything. Just said, wipe the slate clean. What's the natural reaction to something like that? I'll serve you forever. When you realize what he's done for you, when you surrender your life to him, what if he tells Paul, Paul, you have a hard life? Paul's like, so? Give me a hard life, man. And I know this is dangerous preaching, but I'm serious. Give me a hard life, man. Okay, tribulation, persecution, bring it on. Let's go. Because I belong to you. With fear and trembling, with humility, of course. But I'm telling you, there's a difference between those that have given their soul to Jesus Christ unreservedly, and there's a difference between those that have come to him for ulterior motives. Be sure, number one, you do not misrepresent the gospel when you preach. Right. The second thing is be very sure you're coming to Jesus Christ for the right